Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading for August 22nd to the 28th. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, keeping in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So take the messages that do resonate and check out your other placements as well, because you could have some messages there. Okay, let's get started. What is the energy around Taurus's week ahead? What is going on here for Taurus? To be fair coming out. So you're sort of looking at things to understand what's fair, what's not fair, what's virtuous, what's not virtuous. You're sort of doing some examinations this week. Taurus, bottom of the deck is soulmates. Just like Aries. Aries had soulmates on the bottom of the deck. Very interesting. So to be fair and soulmates coming out for you, Taurus. That really makes me think that you, again, soulmates does not have to be a romantic relationship. It could be, but soulmate connections really are, I think, these profound sort of reflective relationships that really give us an insight into who we are in this moment, in this experience. Who are we in this moment or experience? And so it's almost like you have an opportunity this week to sort of understand yourself in a way where you're going to be able to sort of see things fairly, perhaps with balance, perhaps things are out of balance. And so this relationship comes along to sort of display that or reflect it back to you. Very interesting. Let's jump into the tarot cards and see what they will reveal for you, Taurus. And you know, for some, if this is a soulmate connection that is a romantic connection, it could be challenging you this week. You might be facing some challenges in a connection with someone because things don't seem fair. Let's see what the tarot cards will say for Taurus. First card is flipped over. Let's see. Hang on. Oh, both. Okay. 10 of Cups in reverse with the Page of Pentacles. So something is out of balance in a relationship, Taurus. You're feeling like things are just not lining up. Things aren't lining up. There's a lack of harmony. There's a lack of balance. There might be a lot of misunderstandings, miscommunication, this sort of idea that you're walking on eggshells around somebody. And there's a part of you that's like, I just want to break free from this and start fresh with that Page of Pentacles. Interesting. Next two cards, Three of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Wow. Three of Swords in reverse and the Ace of Cups. So Taurus, I really do feel like this is about a relationship for you. With Aries, I sort of didn't feel like it might have been a relationship, but it could have just been some divine timing. But for you, Aries, this is interesting. If you have placements in Taurus, go check that out. But this definitely feels like there's been something that's out of balance in a relationship, and there's almost this opportunity to bury the hatchet, if you will, and start fresh, or to walk away completely and go a new way where you sort of focus on this idea of a new path, a new relationship. You might, for some of you, you might be in a situation where you sort of feel like you need to walk away, but it's difficult. You're having a hard time sort of appreciating that certain things come to an end at a certain time. And, you know, there's always these like buildups that can happen where you start to feel like there's going to be something here that I need to walk away from, and it's going to be tricky because I'm attached. And I'm starting to take all of these things that are happening. It's starting to become personal. And I'm not sure what to do with this. And oh yeah, look at all of this. This is interesting. Taurus, it almost feels like you feel like if you can somehow walk away from whatever this is, that you will be able to start something new. But that even starting something new is going to have an impact on you where I feel like you're going to need to be very patient with yourself, because this could involve a big sort of moment of understanding yourself on a deeper level. But I think to get to this path, it's going to involve some difficult conversations. We see the Five of Swords now on the bottom of the deck. So it's interesting. And I think that a part of you, you're of two minds. And I think that's why we're seeing the To Be Fair card, because on one hand, you're sort of done with this lack of harmony in this relationship. You're feeling like it's really hard to let go of the old patterns that exist in this relationship, and there isn't a way that you can see to change things, that it might be out of your control. And it's interesting because it almost feels like if you can sort of move away from this, you will experience sort of this reversal of loss. You'll almost feel like things are going to start to look up for you. And you're going to need to be sort of patient with yourself as you process this ending. It almost feels like there's an ending here for some of you. Now, only take this if it really resonates. If you're in a relationship that's very happy and you feel fulfilled and you feel like, then this isn't your reading. But for those of you that are sort of picking up on this, it almost feels like this is an ending that you have known needs to happen for a long time. Because seeing both of these tens here, both in reverse, tell me that you've been sort of carrying this for a long time. And, it's interesting seeing that Page of Cups in the center here and this Page of Pentacles makes me wonder if there's children involved, and that's maybe why you've hung in there, because there's children involved. And so this almost feels like a marriage where the two people love each other, but it's just not working out. There's a lack of balance. There's even some hurt feelings, like there's things that are being taken personally here that feel like it just makes you feel like you don't connect with this person anymore. You might still love them very much, which is, I think, also part of the reason, but it's like you don't connect with them in a way that makes you feel balanced. It doesn't feel balanced. And seeing the Judgment card here tells me that it may be that it is what it is. And it's one of those moments where if you can't accept it and you can't change it, the only thing you can really do is sort of either change how you feel about it, like change within, or walk away. And the changing within to me is a form of accepting something, but it feels like, looking at these cards, that you're not about accepting this anymore. I think you've tried that. Looking at this makes me think that you've tried accepting it. You've tried being patient, and you may be giving up on this connection a little bit right now. Very specific reading for someone out there. There is a connection here that you might be giving up on because you just feel defeated. Whenever you try to talk about it with this person, it feels like a moment of defeat. But I feel like you could have a new start here. There could be a new beginning on the horizon if you're able to sort of look at this in a way that's fair and move on from this connection. Very interesting. Again, if you're very happy in your relationship or you're single, then this is probably not a reading that's going to resonate for you. This reading really feels like somebody saying, let's just be honest with each other. This isn't working for either of us. And it may be time for us to be honest about that and sort of acknowledge what are we going to do next here, because this isn't working anymore, Interesting. Okay, let's see what is the final guidance here for Taurus to close this reading. You got two cards. The answers you need are coming, and nothing is yet set in stone. So that's interesting. I think you're seeing this nothing is yet set in stone because you might be sort of jumping ahead into the future and thinking, well, if I leave this person, then it's going to look like this. And maybe the picture you're painting is sort of creating this feeling that's causing you to stay, because it won't, you may be imagining that, well, I'll never meet anyone else, or the kids will hate me if I leave the other partner, or the kids will be upset, or it's like you're creating reasons to stay, And it's interesting. The other card you got here is the answers you need are coming. So perhaps if you can sort of not see things as being set in stone, and operate from a place where you're just taking things one day at a time, and really trying to sort of be honest and fair with yourself and with this other person, that might help lessen how you're sort of talking yourself out of this. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're talking yourself out of something that is right for you, which is ending this. That's very interesting. Usually I'm not that like, what's the word? Specific in a reading, but this reading it almost seems like a personal reading instead of a general reading. It feels like I'm reading for someone specifically here. Someone in a relationship that there's love there, but the connection is not as it appears. There's a lack of communication, lack of harmony, lack of alignment. And I think one person is ready to step away from this, but they're holding back, either for the kids or because they feel like it'll just be too complicated. They believe that the outcome is set in stone. If they leave, it'll look like this. So this is better than that. Very interesting reading for you this week. I feel like you're ready to set down your burdens, but you're resisting it. You're ready to sort of relieve yourself of obstacles, but at the same time, you're sort of resisting it, Taurus. Very interesting. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope it's been helpful, and we will see you again very soon for another reading. All right, my friends, sending you so much love and light.